Good morning, everyone. So for today's video, I just wanted to do a one take Friday, and to talk about something that just kind of happened recently for me that could have been a very bad thing. It ended up not being, but I just wanted to bring attention to it and bring some awareness to it because it could have been life altering for my family if this ended up being true. So first of all, I want to show you this awesome Christmas sweater that I got myself. Yes, it is a Jurassic Park Christmas sweater, and it is great. You have a T-Rex pulling Santa's sleigh, a Velociraptor about to eat some reindeer. Um, and I just got this the other day. Super comfy, and now that it's finally getting cold outside, I wore it to bed, and it's awesome. The second thing, and this is what I'm going to talk to you guys today about, is cancer. Uh, a week ago, my mom had to go do an biopsy for what doctors found was two lesions in her cervix, and they were large lesions that they were not sure whether or not they were cancerous. And for a week, we had to wait after the biopsy to figure out whether or not that they were cancer. Luckily, they were not, and they can be operated on and taken out. And so she has to go through that. And they said that she can even wait a little bit of time before getting them operated on because they're not to the point where they're going to cause any type of cancer soon. So that's great. Uh, but for a week there, I kept, several scenarios kept going through my head about how if she has this, how are we going to go about fighting this? And uh, do I want to move home to help her with the fight? And uh, I just couldn't imagine what it would have been like if she had cancer because uh, I've already had two people in my life die from cancer that I knew personally. And I know that uh, those two people are, I will never see them again because a disease just decided to take their lives. The first person was Carl, and Carl was a dear member of our church at Aldersgate many years ago, and one of my best friends when I was younger. Um, he was an older man, and he was just the most loving person that you could meet. I remember that when I was in the hospital, he would often come up to visit me, and he did a lot to make me smile when I was in pain. So when he came down with cancer, uh, and it took him down very fast in a short amount of months, it was really hard for me because when I first got the news that he had passed from it, it was as if I couldn't really believe what was happening until I went to the funeral home and saw that what had happened did happen. And at the funeral home, they were giving away these crosses, Carl crosses, and before Carl died, he prayed on several, about 100 of these crosses with his wife Judy before he died, and they gave these out at the funeral. And to this day, I carry this cross in my wallet as a reminder of to me about Carl and the legacy that he left behind. Uh, because his life was just taken so quick by such a bad disease. Um, yeah, I will always look fondly back on that man and what he did for me and my family when I was younger. And then most recently, my cousin Lisa passed last year, and uh, I didn't get to go to the funeral for that because I had to work. Um, but the last time I had seen her was at the Christmas party the year prior, and they had told her that her breast cancer had gone into remission. She was all fine, and she was ready to move on with her life. I remember the last conversation I had with her was, so what next? What's going to happen? And she goes, I don't know, but I'm ready to get it done with, move on, and I'm good. And then in August of last year, they got the horrible news that her cancer came back, and it came back with full force. And 4 days before Christmas, she passed. It was that fast after they found out that her cancer came back that it took her life. They tried to do everything they could, but that's how horrible this disease is. And that makes me think to myself, how horrible could it have been had my mom gotten it? Because I couldn't imagine my mom leaving. She has been such an important part of my life and who I am and why I'm here in Tennessee by myself trying to accomplish my own dreams, because she was the person that was saying, you go do your dreams. Even when I was younger and I didn't want to practice music because I was younger, and she said, "Well, you said you want to do it, you better do it." And it was her persistence and her love and her guidance that really got me to where I am today. So I'm really happy that it is not cancer, and I'm happy that they're optimistic enough to say that these lesions, can wait a little bit of time before they're operated on. So I'll be able to be there when they do operate, and it should be a fairly routine procedure. But I just wanted to, raise awareness on this subject because it can change people's lives dramatically. I know that with all the things that I've experienced in the last year with cancer, that I'll be looking into different ways to help out with the cancer fight. But if you want to look into different ways that you can help with the cancer fight, go to cancer.org and donate to the American Cancer Society, because they're always looking for ways to destroy this disease. And I'm hearing every year about, taking a step forward to try and defeat it. But there's still so many of the people out there that are suffering, like Daniel, who did get his wish and got to see Star Wars, I believe, 5 days before he passed. But that's how quick it can take someone's life. So I'll end today's take, and I'll get back on it tomorrow. And we have the big Ohio State Michigan State game tomorrow, so let's kick their butts. And I will see you tomorrow on the Unstoppable Life.